Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Gryrock, and you are watching Let's Play Slay. Thank you for joining us again. After our successful victory in the last episode, I've decided to take it easy. We're going to do a very easy level here. We're going to be playing Avoo. So we have this large peninsula off to the east. Hopefully we'll be able to grab that pretty quickly. Obviously we have some other players vying for territory there. We're going to go ahead and play this really quickly, really off the cuff. The very easy episodes, or excuse me, the very easy levels are just that. They're extraordinarily easy. You should have no trouble taking these down. In addition to being very easy, this one appears to also be very small, which is good. That could make for a much quicker game. But I appear to be extremely limited in moves. So I should be one of the very first spearmen here. I'm going to go ahead and take my army here to the south, try and get that peninsula. But that appears to be some of the only things that I can do. Very limited here. Nothing. Nothing. That probably means certain death for that one. Finally got something I can do there. He's playing like a fool. Yep, nothing for him to do either. Now, I'm not a particularly big fan of the whole casual gaming genre, but to me this game feels a bit more like, say, Tetris, where you can really play to win. You know, try and get yourself up to level 20, try and beat that high score. Or you can just pick it up and play for a little while just because you want a small distraction. Kind of like Miss Pac-Man. I feel that plays the same way. Angry Birds. I was never a big fan of Angry Birds. However, there is another mobile game that was, I felt, shortchanged by Angry Birds because it was a type of strategy game I'd never quite seen before. Puzzle game, anyway. It's called Pumpkins vs. Monsters. Anybody ever play Pumpkins vs. Monsters? Maybe I'll make a side episode, Pumpkins vs. Monsters Let's Play. So if you played and enjoyed Pumpkin vs. Monsters, let me know in the comments. Only problem I had with Pumpkins vs. Monsters was it was a free game, which doesn't bother me necessarily. However, it was a free game where you could pay to win. If you spent $5 or $10, you'd get enough items to make it through half dozen levels without even thinking. And you finally get to the last level, and the last level was this rather difficult boss. And I was never able to get past that boss because I refused to pay money for the super items. This was many years ago. I would gladly pay money for the game, but I don't quite understand why you want me to pay money to win the game. Like, that game was definitely worth $5. And yet, I will not pay money for in-game items. Now, when Diablo 3 was around, I did pay about $20 for in-game items in that one. I kind of regretted that. I spent it on foolish things just to make my trip to level 70 easier. And this is D3 Vanilla, the very original. I think it was probably a very foolish idea. That is very risky what I just did there, but I don't see any chance of him doing anything. The dark brown guys are all going to die. Nobody else is going to be able to hurt me there. Just like that. So definitely need to secure back up. Just like that. All but abandoning my territories in the north. There's nothing they're going to be able to do. They're going to get overrun very soon. But this large territory I have here in the south, that's ours. So another really good mobile game that I've thoroughly enjoyed is one called Puzzle Retreat. Another good puzzle game where you can... It's kind of like Slay, in that there's a bunch of small levels. And one level could take you 5 minutes, could take you 2 minutes to actually finish. But it's very easy to string together 10 or 20 levels in a sitting. And it's one where you can become... the levels can become intuitive, but then every now and again it'll completely stump you. So it's fun because you're looking at it thinking, I'm using the skills that I have learned playing this game to easily breeze through these levels. But then it does something new to you. You play about 4 or 5 levels or so where, alright, I know what I'm doing here. I've done this before. I'm good at this. And then all of a sudden, I've never seen anything like this before. What is going on? Tremendously satisfying when you finish a level like that. Puzzle Retreat. And that's one where... reminds me of the old shareware days. Used to get Act 1 for free. And if you wanted Acts 2, 3, and 4, you had to pay for it. And look at that. 15 turns, I'm done. I had no idea they were going to store into that quickly. So that's it. That was Avoo. Thank you very much for joining us. Hope to see you again soon.